Cancer, how you doing, guys? We're here to do your February reading. How you doing, Cancer? So let's see, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for February. Show me the general energies for Cancer around February. Cancer, Cancerian, Judgment. Oh, facing judgment. Judgment, the reconciliation. Your life is about to transform in more ways than one, Cancer. Some of you could have physically just lost someone, but this is gaining a contract as well, like your contracts at work. You, some of you might end a contract to also start another job. A lot of you. This is like workload is going to be overloaded. I'm picking up overload or loading, like a loading company, something to do with a company that to do with traveling, and it has a loading dock, something to do with docks, or even clocks, some kind of clock, ticking clock, the ticking clock. Also heard the time bomb, ticking time bomb. I'm not sure, but the truth will come in from a past partner also. So you've got the Five of Pentacles. So I think the past person, Parsons, or the name Parson, or pass. Do not collect pass, go straight to jail. Also I heard Judgment. Someone could be sentenced to something. The truth could be come in about a sentence. If you're looking for a sentence to do with courts of law or anything like that, I think a lot of you were going through before. Thank you. This is also a rehabilitation centre. This is being rehabilitated. Something's being scrubbed. Something's being washed out. Washing as well. A washing company or washing or laundering money. I also had washing and laundering. A laundering service. Either a laundry service or washing, which is washing money, which is laundry. So probably looking into what's that when you get non-offshore account, some kind of offshore, or I'm not sure. For some of you, this person's not sure, okay, or it's an offshore account. Looking into an accountancy or an account that's offshore account for money. This is finances and money. This is washing money. Someone's got their washing on their back. I'm picking up washing money as well, like an offshore account. Some of you, this is where you're going through a court appearance and the verdict is going to be in, and there will be something that's gained through the Five of Pentacles, because it would either be you winning or the other person losing, because there's a definite someone's going to lose something and someone's going to win something. It might mean that the other person wins some money, because there would be family that are involved, children as well, as what I'm picking up, that you're going to hear news that families are going to be pulled apart. This is pulling a family apart. Okay, pulling a family apart. Also, there might be a physical person that could have passed on in your, like a grandparent or someone that passed on, and they're going to pass on some money. That's why I'm picking up Parsons. I keep saying passing. Pass go. Do not pass go. Go directly to jail. A sentence of money, but also like given some kind of inheritance as well for someone that passed. Okay, Cancer, Scorpio. I just said Cancer, Scorpio. Sorry, Cancerian. Yeah, this is an attachment of money. This is all to do with money. Someone like really wants money, and they really want it. And the person that really wants it is the devil. So the person that really wants this family member, and the person that really wants it is you and them. But the person that is prepared to do anything underhanded here at the moment is the devil energy. Okay, I'm not going to relate it to a star sign, because you're going to have cross watchers that more likely cross watch and think that I'm talking about them. But you have Capricorn, okay? But there is a lot to do with, because this could be someone that's physically ill, like it causes a lot of illness. Someone could still be ill, like have attachment to drugs and family. I mean, this is, wow, this is serious. Sorry, Cancer, this is serious. There's some kind of serious ailment for someone, or it's a serious addiction that someone is completely addicted to something. Okay, to some of you, this is pulling the family apart, and it's pulling the heritage of the money and the finances and the families that are all involved, and pulling someone in loads of different directions is what I'm picking up. Well, that's not a great energy. And this is also someone that is like a grandparent that could be a home, like a home. Someone doesn't have a home. Someone got kicked out, maybe kicked out from a resident like a residency, being kicked out from somewhere, and that there's nowhere to go, like the person doesn't have a home anymore. But I'm also hearing like a home, like an old pensioner's home, of seeking out a home for a parent as well. But this is where there's going to be a loss of physical someone. This is also like an extreme addiction that somebody has to drugs and alcohol and tablets, and dependent and relying on their family and their friends to help and support that. But it feels like someone's still doing it. That it's there and the person's detoxing, but they're either one fighting it, but they're lapsing, because this can be like a flatlined energy, meaning like I've got no idea what the other person's going to do, whether they're going to lapse or whether they're not. We have to watch them and have to keep an evil eye on them, because I heard someone's got an evil eye on you. Sun rising in Venus. Cancer, sun rising in Venus. This can be a Scorpio energy, but I did hear Scorpio when I was doing like shuffling for your card again. Remember when I said I Percy? Sorry, they're really coming through a load of strange messages. Sorry, Cancer. Sure, they keep saying a sure bet. Someone's also got a gambling addiction, like taking a risk to launder some money, but having to take a risk for it to finally start to work. If it's not like laundering money, this is like taking in someone's dirty laundry, like, because that's what they keep saying, like laundry. Okay, so you've got the Page of Wands and you've got the Ace of Wands too. Sex. Someone is sorry, but someone has got a sex addiction, like big time sex addiction. This could be someone that is physically coming off. This can be heroin or a drug, like contractual as well. Okay, for some people this is someone that's detoxing off drugs, okay, and their dopamine system then is at a high sex drive, which you can do when you detox off any kind of drug. Your sex drive can go up and down, and it can be very quick. Right? It can be very quick. Or they keep saying that this illness or something is going to come on very quickly. This person also talks to you, also, if it's a love interest, very quickly, like very fast, but then denies something. Someone is in like a lot of denial as well. Or Nile. I'm picking up Nile, or the River Nile. But I'm because I'm picking up Nile, the name Nile, or Niall, or Noel. I'm picking up Noel, Noel, or Noel, or something like that. Sorry, but this is an addiction that someone has to sex, and they drink and they do things like that, or someone's trying to detox, and their sex drive all of a sudden starts to really come on very quickly. Okay. But I'm also picking up like an illness is coming on very quickly. This is like trying to keep an eye on someone and trying to talk to them to encourage them not to lapse again. Okay, is to not relapse again. This is also someone that's like an offshore bet of sending things across travel, because the Page of Wands is traveling. Okay, but I think that some of this now they're telling me is like a child as well that's being kicked out of a family inheritance or something, that they're no longer part of the family, or it feels like someone's no longer part of the family, like someone's physically moved, like they've left the family home, they've left the family estate, and that they have moved out from Capricorn, because it's going this way, meaning like I've left and I'm trying to leave all of that behind now, and I'm trying to have a brand new start. Okay, I've got a brand new person that I'm interested in. I have just met someone, but I've also got an addiction that I have to work through. Some of you are trying to recover by losing a parent or someone. Okay. Some of you are trying to recover financially as well as that going on. And then also maybe a child that has left the family home because I'm not picking up your strong love life here, Cancer, at the moment. I think that, I mean, you could have a partner, right? But you've got this going on with an ex and with your children. If you're single, then you've obviously just got this going on, and that's what you're reading. The reading is for the addiction, or it's for the money thing that an ex is using the children against you as a tactic to get some kind of financial... I mean, it could be you that's trying to get some kind of financial support from them, but it feels like the devil is pulling you to each other, but also apart from one another. And it's driving a wedge, is this Capricorn energy, the devil. It's driving a wedge between families that are both going away from the devil, meaning we're going to have to leave all this behind. In order to sort all out all our affairs and everything, we're going to have to leave this place here. The devil can also be a place, okay? Because it can relate to the person that owns a house or a company, and that would be the person that you have to pay, okay? This is the person that has to pay, or that you have to pay, as well as God. You have to pay the devil. It's like the maker of, okay? But that can also relate to like a business company and rent and all that kind of stuff. And it feels like rent is due, but it's overdue. And how are we going to get ourselves out of this situation because we owe it to the devil? There's some kind of karmic contract that has to be paid back to this devil, is what they're saying. A contract of something that happened is going to re-happen and reoccur until people can work through this devil energy. Until you can work through your convictions and your addictions, and until you can work through a divorce settlement or a marriage, that it could well be over if someone doesn't pay something. Someone, put it this way, Cancer, someone realises that they have to give something up. Okay, that they have to give it up. Because I keep picking up a habit, like a serious habit that someone has of, like, it feels like for some that someone has this addiction to sex and talking to someone about sex all the time, okay? But it feels like they're going through like a lot and they won't commit to someone, but they like to generally flirt and tease and talk to someone, but they won't commit fully. And it causes a cycle of judgment, meaning like it's over and it's done, but you can only ever be judged upon yourself, because that would be up to you whether you want to continue it on or not. And it feels like you don't have a choice, even though the choice is yours. So there's a contract of a marriage certificate, some kind of certificate that has to be played out first before there can be true judgment of separation. So there has to be a divorce, and that is involving children and money. And because that's there, this devil is pretty much laughing in disguise of an energy of the devil, laughing, thinking, well, we've got you in a bind until you can work through being human. Meaning like humans made contracts of paper, people get married, that's still physical choice of stuff that you've done in the past, and the devil now starts to win. Because ego is in the way of not being able to do it, because children are all involved, and that's still your karma of choices that have been made in the past. They're still reflectant of the unfair advantage of who's more important. Is it you, or is it your children, or is it the other person? And if the children are more important than you, and you keep doing that cycle of the same over and over and over again, that's the definition of madness. That's the definition of putting your children first in the middle of conflict, if it is to do with that, okay? And that would be a strong karmic contract that you would have, because no one would ever want to give up their children, and neither would the other person either, if it's to do with that, okay? And that you wouldn't want to give up your children, and neither would the other person. So you two fight, and the children get caught in conflict in the middle. You see, leadership is always shown by something that you know, by sacrifice of the devil. And that's the only way that you ever get out of it, is to say, okay, all chips are lied, there you go, you win. And then the most responsible one will start to prove themselves through being alone. Okay, but that's a difficult situation for me to give anyone true advice through a general reading, you know. But generally, when you have a relaxed energy of giving up the ego and saying, okay, All the responsibility is now yours. What are you going to do with it? You know, it's the same with an addiction. There you go, you are now clean. There's your opportunity of life. It's all yours. What you're going to do with it? You know, and that's where people can lapse, because the choice is theirs. That's judgment. You know, the choice is yours. As what Cilla Black said on a dating website. Come on down, the choice is yours. The choice is yours. Not come on down, it was a dating website. Someone pulled a thing across and said the choice is yours. Something like that, I think it was. Something about the choice is yours. The choice is yours. I'll leave it up to you. The choice is yours. What do you want to do? Let's see. Cancer, continue on this reading, please. For Cancer, continue on this reading, please. For Cancer. Thank you. Wow, strong narcissism. Sorry, guys. There's a strong, the biggest, strongest family tie I could possibly come out with. This is the strongest amount of karma that you've got with someone. This is also a malefic star, okay? But it's also growth at the same time. So that's the strongest card you get with the devil. That's the devil, that's God there. Okay? So someone's like very religious, spiritual, that kind of stuff. But this is gaslighting is what I'm picking up. This is like a gas fire. Okay, the biggest, heatest fire that you could get. And this is gaslighting. And that could be around a Leo. Okay, a Leo. But that's, I mean, that is, you know, that's gaslighting. I'm sorry, but that is strong control. The devil, the 9 is, this is PTSD, trauma, you know, narcissism, gaslighting. Offensive, defensive, don't know, unsure, addictions, blood pressure, pressurized, feeling pressured. Family as well, that are all involved in this whole situation. Friends are all involved, families are involved, sisters, brothers, they're involved, jobs are involved. Offline short accounts is what I'm picking up as well, like offshore account of someone sending money across to another family or to an offshore account that also support other families. To support their family, they have to. It has to be sent offshore. It feels like there's like foreign, that someone's foreign and they live in a different country, but they send money back to their family to live. But there's a strong connection between like organized religion or organized marriage as well for some, and it's strong control. Sorry to be so dramatic, Cancer, but I'm getting a lot through those cards of it being that. Because why, you know, I think there's a lot to do with why. There are even children that are saying why. It feels like the terrible twos. I think I came up with that before. The terrible twos of like why. When children say why, yeah, but why, and then someone asks you, but why? That's what they keep saying, but why? Because I'm also picking up YMCA, which was a building that people had to go for child like support from the government in the UK. I'm sure it's called the YMCA, right? And there would be a building that was supported by the government, but the place, the living quarters and all that were really not that great, because in Britain there was a lot of people that took drugs and stuff around that area, and the YMCA was kind of a place that would people would, you know, gather together to do all that kind of stuff, but there would also be loads of people living there. And it would be government-based stuff as well. But, yeah, the YMCA in Britain is really not a very good place. And that's what I feel. Like there's like a YMCA type sort of supported housing and living. There could also be some bisexual or some kind of like, I'm not sure. Like, I feel like someone saying, I'm not sure, like they're going through this with their family that they can't pinpoint, or they possibly know. This can be someone that's coming out, okay, and that they're not sure whether they like same-sex relationships for some, and that they're very sure but unsure by telling their parents that that could well be going on for some, okay? Because it's like, I'm sure but I'm not sure, and I don't know how to tell people. And that could also be this organised marriage for some, that some's been in an arranged marriage but they don't want to marry or be with the person that's been arranged for them, but it feels like the family is saying, no, you've got to, you have to. And that it feels like that they're controlling. This is like a puppet master. This devil here is a puppet master, okay? And this is like a puppet master of a controlled energy, okay? That someone controls the finances, someone that controls the who does what and who lives with what family members and who gets married and who doesn't. And it feels like some of you are going through that don't want to be with that person, and you realise that in order to deface that you've got to deface the devil, that you will have to say no to the devil. And say no to the ego. The person that has the most amount of ego would always be the devil. But cross-watching Capricorn, you know, you've got your own readings. But yeah, you've got the sun. Okay, so things are illuminating through this time, and they are getting better because the best card is the sun. Okay, but don't be fooled. You know, the sun is there for periods of time, but so are family, and that's what the sun means. Heritage of blood. You keep picking up blood. This is blood work as well. Oh, now they're saying to me that some of this is a disease that someone may have. The devil can be a sex addiction to a disease, and this can also mean blood work. This is blood pressure, and I'm picking up someone's blood group, like a group of oh dear, a certain group, like a strange group. I keep saying like a weird group. Grouping or groping. Oh, sorry. It feels like someone is like groping someone. Oh no, I don't want to go down those lines. Like, that shouldn't be groping someone. Because it feels like someone like touches. Oh no, I don't want to go down there. Sorry, Cancer. Because I just heard grouping, and then like, what? Oh, there's another word for that. Grooming, like grooming someone, right? Sorry, I don't mean to be like suggestive, and I'm not being suggestive. I'm literally just channeling those through here. But grooming. This is grooming. Or I can hear like a groaning illness. Sorry, I've got to cut that communication off, and we're going to go over to Patron, guys, because there's some strange messages coming for you lot. Sorry. So we'll continue on with this, and then I will clarify the cards. I'm sorry if I was suggestive through that, but people come for me to read your lives, and that's what I've got. You know, so we're going to look further into the situation and clarify them over on Patreon, where it's more private for people. If you want to join that, you're more than welcome. You can find the link below. You can also subscribe to any channel that I've got over on Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. They're all below. If you want a personal reading also, you can reach out from the email that you can find. If you can't find that, you can also join the Becoming the Change over on Facebook, and people can also message me from there if emails are difficult. You can actually reach out. If you are going through a period of time that's really stressful and struggle, I do offer my services as a Skype call that you can talk to, okay? So tarot readings, but it don't have to be a tarot reading. It's also an in-depth talk and discussion, okay? So I'll leave it at that. But you can reach out and find all those services below. Okay, I'll hopefully see you over on the other side, and this is your February. Okay, guys? Okay, guys, thanks very much. I'll see you soon.